Greetings everyone. In this video I will go over forming equations of a straight line from 2 points that are given. Let's have a look at the first example here. It says find an equation of a straight line passing through a point A, 2,7 and point B, which is 8,19, as shown below. So we will need two pieces of information, the value of the slope and the y-intercept. Please do watch my previous video on finding the slope of a line. So we'll need the value of the gradient and the y-intercept. Unfortunately, we cannot read the value of the y-intercept, so we will have to calculate that. So I'll show you in a couple of steps. So first, we'll find the value of the slope. So slope is given by rise over run. So you can see the rise value here is 12. Started at 7 and has gone to 19 as a y value, so that's the change in y value, and across the run value is 6, so the gradient is 2. Then we'll look at the y-intercept. So unfortunately we cannot read the value of the y-intercept from this graph, because it's not showing where it is crossing, and we shouldn't be guessing where it is, so we need to calculate the exact value for that. So we will be using one of the 2 points that's given, so we can use either of the 2 points. In this case I will use point A, and we also need to use the value of the gradient, which we already calculated. So we'll put those together. So y is equal to mx plus c. So this is the general form for straight line, and we'll just try and substitute the value for gradient, which is 2. So it becomes y equals to 2x plus c. And then using the first point, note that we know that point is written in the form x comma y. So this is the x value, and if I substitute that, I'll get the corresponding y value of 7. So we'll put those. So the y value is 7 equals 2 times the x value of 2 plus c. So to quickly simplify that, 7 is equal to 2 times 2 is 4 plus c. So 4 plus what is 7? So in this case the value for c is 3. Now we'll put these together. So the equation of a straight line passing through points A and B, in this case the function will be y equals to 2x plus 3. Hope this makes sense. We'll look at another example, example 2. This one is similar to the previous one. The only thing different, of course, is I've given you the reference points. Points A and B are different. So in this case, I've got point A, which is 5, 8, and B is 11, 20. So please pause the video and do this yourself first, and then you can match the answer later. Hope you guys have done the question by now. So we'll quickly have a look at the answer. First we'll calculate the gradient value, so rise over run, and the slope is 12 divided by 6 in this case. So as you can see, from 8 it changes to 20, so rise value of 12, and then across is 6. From 5 it became 11. So the simplified value for the gradient is 2, and then we need the y-intercept. Like before, we cannot read the value of the y-intercept in this case as well. So what we need to do is we'll just pick up one of the 2 points that's there. So we'll use point which is 5, 8, and then to get the value of the y-intercept, we'll use either of the 2 points that's given there. So in this case I will use point A, 5, 8, and we already calculated the value of the gradient, which we will be using. So the general form for the equation of a straight line is mx plus c. So we'll try and substitute the information that we already have. So y is equal to 2 is the value of the gradient, so 2x plus c. So we need to find the value of the y-intercept. So in this case I'm going to use one of the 2 points, which is point A in this case. So 5 is the x coordinate and 8 is the y coordinate. So we'll substitute that. So y is 8, as you can see there, and then it's 2 times the x value of 5 plus c, and then we'll solve for c. So simplify 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus what is 8. So in other words, we'll solve for that. So 10 take away 2 will give us 8. So in other words, the value for c is 2, and this is our y-intercept. Finally putting those together, so we'll get the final equation of y is equal to 2x, the value of the gradient, take away 2, which is the value of the y-intercept. Please do take extra care, don't switch these two around. That's a common mistake, so please put this information in the right spot. Hope this makes much more sense. We'll have a look at another one. Example 3. So this in this case you are not given the graph, so you're just given the question with 2 points. So in this case, find the equation of the straight line passing through point P, which is 311, and point Q is 620. What you need to recall is the coordinates are written in the form x comma y in parentheses. So just make a note that first value is always the x value, x coordinate, and the second one is the y value, y coordinate. So you still need two pieces of information, but we are not given a graph. So for some this becomes a little bit more challenging, but you keep in mind that the value of the gradient is given by rise over run, and rise over run is same as change in y over change in x. So we'll put that information up. Change in y value, so this is the y value of 20, so I've got 20, take away the y value for point P, which is 11, and then I will divide that by change in x value. So change in x value is 6, take away 3, and then 20 take away 11 is 9, of course, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So that's the value of the gradient. Now what we need is the value of the y-intercept. To calculate this, I will use one of the 2 points. So in this case, I've already pre-selected point P. It does not matter whether you use point P or point Q, right? Because the line, the straight line function that you are deriving will pass through both the points. So it does not really matter which one you pick, but I will just stick to the first one with smaller numbers. So we'll put the information using point P. So P, x value is 3, y value is 11, and the gradient that we have calculated earlier is 3. Putting those things together now, so y is equal to mx plus c. M value is 3, as you can see. X plus c, we're solving for c by substituting the x value here. So we replace the x by the x coordinate value. So we've got y value of 11 equals 3 times 3 plus c. Quickly simplify that. So 11 is equal to 3 by 3 is 9. 9 plus c. So 9 plus what gives you 11? So in other words, c value is 2. Right, so now we have got both the values that we were after. So the gradient value we calculated earlier is 3, and the y-intercept is 2. So we'll put those together. So the final equation of this linear function is y is equal to 3x plus 2. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Now what I'll do is I'll give you another question. Try and have a look at this one. It's similar to the previous one, but please be careful with the points that are given this time. You will be dealing with negative numbers. Pause the video, try this yourself, and see if you've got the right answer. Hope you've got the answer by now. So we'll quickly go through this. Right, so we're not given the graph. The 2 points are not drawn for you, so sometimes students can quickly plot these points on a grid and then go from there. So it's entirely up to you, but we'll just try and use this method here that says the rise value is given by change in y and the run is change in x. So if you can see, so this is where the final point is. So we got -1, so y value of -1 take away. So change is take away, so take away the y value for point R. is 3, so -1 take away 3, and then we've got the change in x. So change in x is from 3 take away -3, so please be careful with two negatives here. Then -1 minus 3 is -4, and 3 minus minus is a plus, so 3 plus 3 is 6, and this simplifies to -2/3. So our gradient for this in this case is -2/3. We need the y-intercept value, so this will be using point R to find the value of c. Now if you have used point S in your calculation, the value of c will still be the same, so you need not to worry about that. So using point R, which is -3, 3, so x value of -3, the corresponding y value is 3, and the gradient that we calculated earlier, -2/3. So putting those information together, y is equal to -2/3 x plus c. Now we substitute x value. Make sure you're substituting the right place. -3 is the x value, so it needs to go here, and 3 is the y value. So y is 3 equals -2/3 x, which is -3 in this case, plus c. Quickly simplify this. Please use your calculator and a fraction button on the calculator. So you get the accurate values. So 3 is equal to 2 plus c, so 2 plus what gives you 3, so the value of c is 1, and now we put those together. So the final answer is y is equal to -2/3 x plus 1. Right, hope you guys have got the same result. If not, please do pause the video and re-look at it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.